Let's talk about something that's quietly draining your time and energy every single week. Those recurring tasks that never seem to get fully off your plate. If you're still manually assigning, reminding, or chasing down routine work in your business, you're losing hours, maybe even days each month. And it's not just about time, it's about the mistakes and missed deadlines that creep in when you rely on memory and manual effort. Today, you're going to stop that cycle. Right now, your business needs a system that works for you, not the other way around. Monday.com is powerful, but only if you harness its automation capabilities properly. When you build automated workflows, you cut your operational workload dramatically. Imagine tasks creating themselves, reminders firing off exactly when needed, and team members always knowing what to do next without you lifting a finger. This isn't some future dream. It's what happens when you set up Monday.com the right way. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. Let's start with the basics before we dive deep. You've already set up your Monday.com account and created your first board. Remember, boards are your project or process containers. Inside those boards, you have groups which chunk your work into logical sections like upcoming, in progress, or completed. Then come the items, which are your individual tasks or deliverables, and columns. They hold your data, status, dates, people, text, numbers, whatever you need to track. Choosing the right board template at this stage is critical. For example, if you run a marketing agency, the project management or campaign tracker templates are a great starting point because they come preloaded with relevant columns and automation recipes. For a service-based business, the client onboarding template can save you hours setting up recurring processes. Now, on to building your automated workflows. Monday.com calls these automation recipes, and they're the magic behind reducing your workload. Here's how you build them step by step. First, open your board and click the Automation tab at the top. You'll see categories like status changes, dates and deadlines, and moving items. Start by setting up notifications. For example, when a task's status changes to needs review, you want your project manager to receive an instant alert. Select the When Status Changes to Something, Notify Someone recipe. Then choose the exact status and the person or team to notify. This ensures no task gets stuck waiting for attention. Second, automate task movement between boards. Let's say you have a leads board and a clients board. When a lead converts, you want that item to move automatically to the clients board without recreating the task manually. Use the When status changes to something, move item to another board recipe. This keeps your workflow seamless and your data clean. Third, create recurring tasks. This is a game changer for your weekly reports, monthly invoicing, or quarterly audits. Use the every time period, create an item recipe, set the frequency, weekly, monthly, quarterly, define the task title, and assign it to the right person. Now, Monday.com creates these tasks automatically on schedule. You never have to remember again. Lastly, set up deadline reminders. Use the When Date Arrives, Notify Someone recipe to remind your team a few days before a deadline. This proactive step prevents last-minute rushes and keeps projects on track. One example, I worked with a bookkeeping firm that used Monday.com to automate their client invoicing. They set up automated recurring invoice creation, status change notifications to their accountant, and deadline reminders 2 days before payment due dates. They cut invoicing admin by 60% and eliminated missed payments. Now, A few common mistakes to watch out for here. First, don't over automate everything at once. It's tempting to automate all tasks immediately, but that often causes confusion and errors. Start with your highest value repetitive tasks first. Second, avoid generic automation recipes that don't fit your exact workflow. Customize status labels and notification recipients so your team knows exactly what's happening and what's expected. Third, don't forget to test your automations. Run through a few sample tasks to make sure notifications fire correctly, items move as expected, and recurring tasks generate on schedule. Without testing, you risk automations failing silently and creating more work, not less. Here's your action item for today. Pick one recurring task in your business, and maybe it's a weekly client check in, a monthly report, or a quarterly inventory update, and build an automation in Monday.com that either creates the task or sends a timely reminder. Use the every time period, create an item, or when date arrives, notify someone recipes to make this happen. Make sure to test it by setting the date or frequency to something immediate so you can see it in action right away. Once you've nailed that, you'll be ready to move on to building your Monday.com dashboards, the command centers that give you full visibility over your projects, team workload, deadlines, and budgets. Dashboards will transform your business reporting from scattered and stressful into clear and actionable. But that's a conversation for next, after you've freed your time with automation today.